Hearty welcome to Madam Nidhi Cyril from Spain, and hearty welcome to all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever they are in the different countries. And we extend you a very warm welcome at 15 minutes past 9 p.m. Of course, it is 12 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm giving bonus because I'm 12 minutes late. So we are starting at 12 minutes past 9 p.m. India's time. And we extend a very warm welcome to her all the way from Spain. And we will tell you the city in a little while. Of course, let's move together and let's plan together. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to take you in the European Union, wonderful country called Spain. Spain has got a lot of linkages with India. We will talk in a little while. And today we have got Madam Nidhi Cyril. She's from IQS Barcelona in Spain, and she is going to focus on emerging opportunities from the higher education in Spain. And with these words, let me just further move on what we have got to share with you today with regard to Spain. But before that, let me introduce today's guest, because our objective and our mission is, let us recognize our young boys and girls. Those are contributing to India and those are having linkages with India, and they're bringing proud to India wherever they are world over. And at the same time is, when we talk about Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, I'm pretty sure when you meet Nidhi, you will come to know what exactly is happening over there and how she is having a strong bond as far as our India's roots are concerned. She had her education initially in India, and thereafter she moved to Spain, where she's doing master's degree in industrial business management. Nowadays, we always talk about, is knowledge important or skills important? Is degree important or is skills important, or competencies important, or talent and strategies important? She has got wonderful skills, and that is soft skills when we talk about, which nowadays we also term as a power skills. She talks about communication skills, project management, adaptability, problem solving, decision making. So we will take on these skills also. When I'm taking you to Barcelona, let's enjoy and get back to 2011. Yes, on 15th of July 2011, there was a beautiful movie which was released in India and which was directed by none other than Zoha Akhtar. And three friends, those go for the adventure journey. They are childhood friends. They enjoy the tour. And this movie, what a change it brought, and see the power of, because our chamber dedicated to tourism. When we talk about youth, when we talk about education, when we talk about skills, when we talk about employment, when we talk about entrepreneurship, of course, tourism have got many facets, and every area of the life is somewhere directly or indirectly linked with tourism. And this particular movie, which was shot with a major chunk in Barcelona, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, it brought such a big revolution. Can you imagine the power of cinematic tourism? 65% of the tourist traffic increased to Spain from India. And with that, now, earlier 3 boys had gone together, now 3 girls together. Chile Zara. And that is where Alia Bhatt, Katrina Kaif, and Priyanka Chopra. We'll talk about that a little later. Let me move to, I'm getting the fragrance all the way, because I think Nidhi, right over there in Barcelona, she's going to take us to beautiful places in Barcelona. She will talk about that, but let me show you the sunset and wonderful of Barcelona, wonderful place in Spain, and we will talk about that. But before that, join me in extending a very warm welcome this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in the world. Emerging opportunities from higher education in Spain with Nidhi Cyril. Nidhi, hearty welcome to you. Pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Sharma.
Yeah, thank you.
Unfortunately, if I showed my camera out of the window right now, you'd only see a hospital outside, so it wouldn't be very interesting.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
Yes.
okay. So, how is the weather in Spain and how the things are in Spain?
we're enjoying spring right now.
Okay.
I think the temperature right now is about 18 degrees. So
Okay.
if I stepped out, I'd need a light jacket, but it's not cold. And
Okay.
it's a big difference. I was talking to my parents who are in India, and they're sitting in 30-degree weather. So I'm
Uh,
enjoying a little bit of more good weather before it gets hot in
okay.
Spain.
So this is a nice quiz question for everybody when she talks about 40-degree. So imagine which could be the places in India where there's a 40-degree temperature at this point of time. Okay, so that question is for you. I'm not going to. Mohit, it's such a pleasure to have you with us. Subhash Verma ji, thank you very much. Saurav, it's a pleasure to have you all the way from Manipal. And Subhash Verma ji from Pune, and Mohit Chaudhary all the way from Pathankot. And the people, those are joining over here, all of you to whom I do not recognize, I'll keep mentioning your names in a little while. Meanwhile, let's enjoy beautiful fragrance of Spain, and let's talk about what exactly is happening. So, Nidhi, how did you decide and how did you go over there? And when I talk about engineering and management and everything, you are a very vibrant child or a youth. What all is happening over there? Tell me.
Well, honestly, it is a very exciting moment in Spain, actually.
Hmm.
You think that there is a lot of technological innovation happening in India, but there's also so much happening in Spain. There's a huge startup scene. The university that I am in has a startup lab in which I've gone and had a look at the projects that students are working on. They are launching their own companies from these labs. So even though I'm not a hardware engineer background, it's so fun to be around these people because they're so enthusiastic about the future and
Okay.
so invested in the sciences.
Wow, great. Talk a little bit about your program, what you're doing over there, what it is, this master's program. Just guide us a little bit on that. Some
Yes,
insight. Yeah.
yes. So I am at IQS, and the program that I'm doing is called Industrial Business Management. It's heavily targeted towards people from harder science backgrounds to transition them into roles in manufacturing companies around Spain. I entered this program because even though I did not study a lot of technology, I ended up working in technology. So I have a background through that. So I come in at the software side of things, and I have classmates who are chemistry backgrounds, who are engineers, and sometimes who have very varied backgrounds. So like people who've done like physiotherapy and things like that. So it's a very fascinating bunch of us there, and a lot of us are working at the same time. So you have people bring in perspectives from their jobs into the classroom. And
Okay.
honestly, since I did my last program in India, things have changed so much. Like, in the subjects that we studied, there's been so much progress, and that's all reflected in the curriculum. I'm learning new things. I did not study logistics before, and that's a very exciting area which has seen massive growth, especially during the pandemic. And also, like data was important when I was studying in 2015-16, but the way it has become central to our lives now, you can't actually have any job that doesn't involve data analysis anymore, especially in the fields that I'm interested in. So learning all those skills and refreshing those things has been very important to me and has been really exciting.
Wow, data analysis and logistics. I took two words from there, something very interesting. Right.
Yes.
So that is the academic part. Nowadays, the world over, everybody is talking about artificial intelligence, chat GPT, skills. And particularly when we talk about soft skills, you have got power skills. And when I look at, your complete curriculum vitae, I find that the communication, project management, adaptability, problem solving, decision making, these all are your passionate and your core strengths. How would you like to put them into the chronological order if I take it, whether the project management or the problem solving or the decision making, which you enjoy and you're more passionate about? And how do you bring them in the order?
See, it's something like this. As long, whether it was 10 years ago or right now, there are tools to help you do your job. But there are things that you have to bring in yourself to utilize those tools properly. So when it comes to problem solving, you have a system that works normally when you go into an organization, but issues arise because that is the way things work.
Okay.
So Now, how do you resolve those issues? That
Mm-hmm.
becomes this thing. One
Mm-hmm.
of the key ways you do is by gathering information, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not just going into data and looking for data. That's not how what because the real solutions come with people. So you require the communication skills to actually gather wider information than what your computer says, and that leads to say problem solving this thing. Now, again, when it comes to like problem solving, how do you in most organizations and almost everywhere there is the pardon me but you say cover your ass so yes, so everyone's afraid to take decisions, and because people are not afraid to take decisions, they can't solve problems because you need
Okay,
to figure out like a strategy that you're going to this thing and just go hard on it, and because of that, all of that leads to decision making skills.
great.
So it all connects. There's no
Okay.
separate
Yes,
separation.
interwoven.
And yes, and you how do you solve a problem? You've got to treat
Hmm.
it as a logical progression. So that's when
Hmm.
project management comes in. Either it's you're simplifying a process, which I've done before, or you're working on a system upgradation the way I did in IT. So it's
Okay.
all interlinked. There's no
Okay.
separation of
Okay.
strategy from the personality that you are.
Okay, great. Something very interesting. She had made a mention decision making is very important in life. She says, everything else can take care of. The project can also move ahead. Adaptability can be there. Problem solving can be there. Communication is very important. But decision making is something which is very, very important. I'm so very happy. Now, Rahul Chaudhary, pleasure to have you with us. Saurabh, thank you very much. Dilshan Wafa, you are doing medical. Do you want to go to Spain? I will ask Nidhi if there is anything on the medical side. I will check up with her. Saurabh, he is telling, Saurabh is writing what madam is mentioning. I think that temperature is for Rajasthan and Gujarat. Saurabh, you have missed the bus. It is somewhere else also.
Well, it's well, it's approaching 40 almost all over the country
Yeah.
these days. But
Okay.
yeah, but
Yeah.
honestly, talking about, I actually do have friends who are studying dentistry and medicine in Spain. One
Okay.
of the key things about Spain is that education is actually not as expensive as a lot of the rest of the world. So I do
Okay.
have friends in those courses.
Okay, great. Saurabh is writing for you. He says, ma'am, is there any change in the perception about India after Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara movie was shot? Like Sholay had ran for a couple of years in India in different theaters, and there is a tour being organized. He's from tourism background, and that's why he's
Okay.
writing. There is a 7 to 8 days package in Karnataka of the Sholay movie when wherever all it was shot, and people go to those locations, what costume, everything. So particularly Barcelona and TCI had made a project almost about 1 week tour to different places. And Subhash Verma ji is more talking about spiritual tourism and wellness tourism. He says, I had been to Spain more than 20 times. I love Spain. Subhash ji, you will go 21st time also. Don't worry. We will work out for you. I'm so very happy. You have told me that you have gone 20 times over there. Let's make more friends from Spain with us and better relations, more friendly relations with everybody. Yeah, that's where. Arshdeep, thank you very much for joining. And all others, those are joining, I'll recognize you in a little while. Okay. Nidhi, let me just move ahead. As a part of your this master's program, the project which you are doing, as and there you have taken some project, which you are associated with at this point of time. Can you tell me something about that project, if it is not secret or something?
Well, I can tell you the parts that are not secret.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I am actually doing a project for a very early stage startup right now called Atom
Okay.
Edge.
Atom
So they're
Edge.
essentially they've created a battery of sorts, which doesn't use lithium, which is essentially can be used in hotels. It stores heat and energy. So with renewable energy, you have up and down cycles. So you have more energy generated during, say, summer from solar, and not so much in winter when the usage is higher because more energy is spent in heating than in cooling.
Hmm.
So yes, so they're a very, very early stage startup. They've had a prototype, they've had some funding come in, but they're looking for VC funding. And they took me on because of a limited background that I have in finance as well. So I'm helping them currently work on their financial projections, and
Wow.
we'll be suggesting a financial
Uh,
strategy for them
uh,
for when they go for VC valuation. So
okay.
that is a very exciting thing. So I'm
Very
like
nice.
beside the technology, but it's very exciting. I see them sometimes, working
Okay.
on printing, building the prototype. They're off to their 3D printers. I honestly never thought I'd have an experience like this, and I'm super
Okay.
excited to be doing it.
Okay. Something very interesting, although I am also not from technical background, but being very keen about tourism, hospitality, and other areas. And audience also, which is joining over here, large pool is from tourism background, hospitality background. Something very interesting, which you made a mention, if I correctly understood. You told substitute to lithium, and then thereafter, how it is to be utilized. Somewhere you used the word hospitality also, if I correctly. So
Yes.
would you elaborate a little bit? It will give me soothing.
Yes, yes, certainly. So actually, hotels are a use case
Uh,
for this technology,
uh,
because essentially there's something called the heat sink technology that is being employed for hotels to go towards net zero.
mhm,
Because in the EU, they're aiming for hotels to go net zero, as in it's, like
mhm,
conservation of energy
mhm,
by 2030.
mhm,
So it's something like, so because this technology helps them work better with a heater solution,
mhm.
it is a major target market. And we're actually looking at, if we get just 10% of the hotels in Spain to convert to this technology, and 8% of that use Atom Edge, the market size is 120 million euros. So,
This is very
yes,
interesting. Just go over the
yes.
last statement again. We have got a
So
lot of hotels
you
in
got
entire.
you got a lot of hotels in
Huh,
especially Spain, France, and Germany. These are our key
okay.
target markets right now.
Spain, France, and Germany. Okay.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I believe the number is something like 56,000 hotels.
Okay. Okay.
Not everyone related with hospitality, but
Okay.
people who have a building and a certain number of rooms.
Okay.
So out of that, even if 10% use the heat sink technology,
Hmm.
and out of that, Atom gets like a further 8% of that, as in 0.8% of the total market,
Hmm.
Atom could still get $120 million euros of revenue from this.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
because each implementation costs about 60,000
Hmm.
euros. So,
Hmm.
that's how
Hmm.
much revenue
Hmm.
it will bring in.
I'm
So we
I'm
hope to eventually get there. And I'd love to see how this company progresses.
I'm pretty tempted to get this data and particularly this information from
Yes.
our chamber. There is an offer to your team and to your startup and to your colleagues, should they wish to talk about this project exclusively, how it's going to benefit the hospitality industry, how it is going to reduce the consumption of dash dash dash, and at the same time how it's going to increase the revenue. I would be delighted. We, with the open arms, give an invitation to your startup to come and share the vision with us if they wish.
Yes. Well, it's not my startups. I can certainly pitch it to the
I know.
founders.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Lovely,
Yes.
lovely. It's such a pleasure to know. And anything else would you like to share with the youth of India?
Yes.
Yes.
Honestly, I would love to talk about
Hmm.
how warm Spain has been, honestly. Like, I've
Okay,
traveled across the country a little bit during the previous vacations, during
okay,
Christmas break. I went to several cities. I went to Valencia, I went to Madrid, and
okay,
there's this city called Sevilla where there's this famous parade in the time after New Year's called the Three Kings Parade, or the Epiphany.
okay.
So there's a procession through the streets, and you have elaborate costumes and people riding on chariots, and they throw sweets at you. So yeah, so like I had a lot of sweets thrown right at me. Thank God I was wearing my glasses because I would have lost an eye, because some of
Oh
those kids
God.
throw really hard.
Oh
But
God.
it was so much fun, because I went
Uh,
alone. I did this solo trip. I took the trains
mhm,
across
mhm,
Spain,
mhm,
and I was standing among a group of like middle-aged men and
mhm,
women, And some of them didn't even speak English, but we were my broken Spanish and their English. We all became friends standing in line for those 2 hours as we were watching processions go by.
Lovely, lovely. Such a beautiful. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we had the trip to Spain with Nidhi. Our offer is already to your startup friends, your company, and we would love to have them. Madrid, you made a mention. There is a
Yes.
United Nations WTO there, World Tourism Organization. Lot of projects, lot of research, lot of things are happening over there. We will try and associate you somewhere. We would like to
It's a
take your
lovely
expertise.
city. I spent
Yes.
3 days there, and it was actually way colder than Barcelona at that time. So I wasn't
Okay.
fully prepared for it. But yeah, I would love to go back.
Okay. Okay. So before we conclude today's session with her, let me just share two more slides with you, ladies and gentlemen, which are very important so that we are on the common frequency. Tomorrow, on Saturday, 30th of March, we will be talking about why your skills are more important than a degree. And look at the kids, they are enjoying, they're having a jubilation, congratulations, celebration, and they're having so much of fun while learning. And Sunday morning, you will have 9:30 travel to Los Angeles, California, where you would be meeting Professor Satinder Dhiman, and he would be talking about a journey beyond education, further, what is there in the life, Vidya se Adhyatam Vidya ki aur. And on Sunday evening, like today we have taken you to Spain, do join us on Sunday evening. We would be taking you to UK, where you all will enjoy challenges of labor market. You'll meet another girl from India at present in UK, and she would be sharing her vision with all of us. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And with these words, let me convey my deep gratitudes and thanks, and at the same time, being an elder, blessings to Nidhi that she should do extremely well in her project, what she is doing. She should cherish every moment. She should flourish, bring more happiness, growth, and partnership between India and Spain through the youth, because youth is energy and youth is synergy. Thank you, Nidhi. Thanks for joining us. Thank you very much. God bless you.